What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Queen Naja, and we are back with another episode of Facts. Today, I'm here with my special guest, Electricvizion. Our topic today is navigating in your 20s. This is such a great topic now because I'm 24. How old are you?
I just turned 25.
We in our 20s, we're learning, we're evolving. And so I thought that it would just be a good discussion to talk about how we're navigating through our 20s right now. You know, you have your ups and downs. Sometimes people say that your 20s will be the best, but then the worst time of your life. So how has 20s been for you? We're still fairly young in our first trimester of our 20s. So
It's crazy.
but we can all learn through it together. So how has your 20s been for you?
You know, I feel very blessed. It's been amazing. I feel like my 20s started out when I was in college. I was living in Philly on my own in a new city. And really what has been so amazing about being in my 20s is it's allowed me to find my voice creatively and my passion. I started my business and now I'm here living in Miami. So, I mean, I feel like I'm just excited to see where the rest of my 20s take me. I'm not going to lie, when I turned 25, it was a few weeks ago, I was getting a little scared. I was like, I'm halfway through. Like, where did the time go?
No, literally, I was on TikTok the other day, I'm almost 25. Am I getting old? What's happening? But no, you're not old at 25 because you've kind of hit the middle mark where you've learned a lot of things, but you're still growing and you still have time to do whatever you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and that's what 20s is really about, doing whatever you want to do.
So, what are some things that you wish you knew when you were 19, when you were 20, 21? What are some things that you wish that you knew that you know now?
I feel like the biggest thing is that everything is really not that serious. You know, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to career decisions, I feel like we put so much pressure on ourselves to have everything figured out. And like, okay, what's the next move? I have to make sure I make the right choice. But really, this is the time in your life when it's okay not to know. And it's okay to just enjoy the journey, maybe make some wrong choices. But yeah, I guess just to enjoy life more, enjoy the days instead of always like wishing I was somewhere else. Because it's like, I know when I was 20, 21, I was thinking like, okay, what's next? Like excited about building my career. Now I'm 25. I'm like, I would give anything to go back to being that age, to live these years again.
No, yeah, because your early 20s are lit, especially when you're 18, 19. It's literally
It's your first time being on your own.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, here we come, world.
Right? Okay, so how do you feel about you're just graduating high school? You graduate high school at about 17, 18, and this is when you get to make decisions on where you want to go, what you want to do. Did you go to college immediately after graduating high school? How was that for you? Did you take a break year, and how do you feel about jumping into college immediately after you graduate high school? Because you're still young, you're still a baby, and you really don't even know what you want to do. So
no, heavy on not knowing what you want to do. I did not really know what I wanted to do.
At 17, 18? How can you know?
Exactly. And like for most of us, you know, we've just lived with our parents our whole lives. We've never really been on our own. So you never really have had time to figure it out. So yeah, I was 18, graduated high school, living in a small town, and I wanted to move to a big city. So I went to college in Philly right after I graduated. Shout out to Temple. Best decision ever.
Oh, wow. You went to Temple University?
Yes.
Okay. That's lit.
It was lit. I love Temple. And the one regret I have is that I did finish all 4 years straight through, but in my junior year, COVID happened. And my one regret is I should have taken a year off because it just wasn't the same.
When COVID happened?
I don't know why I was so in such a rush to finish.
Really? No, me too. Because when COVID happened, I was like, I'm ready to graduate. I'm ready to get out of here. And then it was the online classes kind of depressing me with
Yeah.
the whole thing, and I was just over it, honestly.
Yeah, the online classes were such a bummer. Campus was like so dull and boring. But and then I don't know why. I feel like the one advice I would give to anybody watching this is like don't feel pressure to finish in 4 years. Like take your gap year, take
That
all the
too.
time you need.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So when you went to college for the first time, what did you major in, first of all? What was your major?
So actually really just proves what we were saying, that I had no idea what I wanted to do.
You don't
You don't
know.
know. I
We're
started
all just lost trying to.
they like present all the majors in front of you. I'm like, I don't know. I do not know. Girl, I started off
That's literally hilarious.
I started off business management.
Okay, but that's good business.
I was thinking like, okay, I want to have my own business, but like the
Mhm.
classes were just not for me. I remember
Really?
sitting in class and I was like, this is not for me. I'm not really going to do this the rest of my life. So then freshman year, like the second semester of freshman year, I switched into advertising,
Okay.
like an art direction focus.
Mhm.
That was more my speed. But yeah, I really was just like shot in the dark. Like, this sounds interesting. Like,
No, that's so funny because that's how a lot of us, when we're young, that's how we think. Like, oh, this sounds fun. I'm just gonna try it. You know.
mm-hmm.
But did you get burnt out after you graduated? Because after you graduated, did you have to go full time into a job, or were you always working? Or
I kind of took some time. So when I graduated, it was still the pandemic, and it was just not like the right time to find a job. And so I had done like some stuff online, but
Mhm.
for the most part was just like figuring out what I wanted to do. I remember I like moved home for a few months in between college after I graduated, and then yeah, I didn't get a job right away. I think it took me like 6 months to even find a job, which another thing, they act like as soon as you graduate, the job's just going to come to you, but it's not that easy.
You know, and I love college, don't get me wrong. Going to college in Miami was one of the best experiences of my life,
Wow.
honestly. But they do like make it seem like, okay, when you graduate college, that's it. That's all you need to do. For so long, I grew up thinking that's all I just needed to do was go to college, get a job, and live the pretty girl life.
And then you grow up and you realize how much more
Then life hits you,
like a bus.
you know? So we're here. College was a great networking experience for me. In college, I met a lot of people. Do you feel like you built connections in college? Are these connections some things that you're still keeping now with your art career?
Absolutely. Yeah, it was actually really cool because when the pandemic did hit, it allowed me to shift my focus. I had so much more free time and I was really diving into my photography career. And actually, senior year of college, I didn't even have like any type of job because I was just shooting. I was so busy
Yeah.
getting booked and getting paid from that. And a lot of the people that I met and connected with, I'm actually still very good friends with today. And it's funny because not even all of them were from my college. They were just people in the creative community in Philly. And I feel like that was just a huge blessing of like, once I found that community, I was like, okay, I know I'm on the right path.
Would you ever go back to Philly to live? Do you miss it?
I do miss it. I miss my friends. I don't know if I would live there again because I feel like I did that. I feel like I'm Miami girl now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that you're going to stay here for a while? How long have you been here?
I've been here for like a year now.
Okay.
I definitely could see myself here for a few more years. Maybe like the rest of the 20s,
Yeah.
you know? It's a good place to be.
It's fun in your 20s.
It is, right?
Do you think you'll settle down here or move back?
I don't know, girl. We got to see
Or
what
maybe
happens.
to
We got to
Texas
find a
or
man
something.
first. I'm dying.
No, we're gonna talk about that later.
Okay, it's
Relationships,
coming.
okay? Let's get into friends. So, how have your friendships been in your 20s? Do you still have some of the same friends, or is it hard to make new friends? How has it been for you?
You know, it's been so interesting. I feel like I do have those like long-term friends. Like I'm very blessed to have a few friends that I've literally known since like first grade. Like
Oh wow!
I know. It's
First grade is a long time.
long time. Shout out to Phoebe. But
Period.
but
Yes.
it is really crazy. But I think one of the biggest lessons I've learned in my 20s is like some friends are just for a season and that's okay. And I do have friendships that have been, like years long, or like people that I met in Philly that I still keep in contact with today. But there's also been a lot of friendships. I'm just like a social person. I love meeting people and connecting with people. But one thing I'm realizing is that it's okay to have those friendships where like maybe you're really close for a year and then you kind of just like fade out, or, you're really close because y'all work in the same job together, or you're in the same friend group, and then things just change. So I think it's okay to understand that people can be there for a season, and it doesn't always have to be like a lifelong friend.
I feel like that's something that I learned in my 20s as well. The art of just like letting people go. Especially when their time, it doesn't serve you anymore. And of course there's no bad blood or anything, but you're still grateful for the friendship, whatever it brought you, whether good or bad, but just knowing when to let somebody go.
Exactly.
And sometimes it just makes you sad to let someone go, though, because we was close.
It does. And you look back, the memories start coming up 2 years ago today. You're like, damn.
Instagram stay reminding me, Snapchat, so outgrowing your friends. So how many people have you stayed friends with for at least 5 years?
Damn, at least 5 years. I feel like definitely a handful of people.
Really?
Like,
that's good.
Is it?
Yeah, that's good.
But like not a lot. Like maybe like probably about 5 people. I
Oh,
could say.
5.
Yeah.
No, 5 is good too, though.
Yeah.
Because you grow up, you get married. Well, some people are getting married, having babies, living their life.
And it's hard to keep up with
moving.
people. Yeah.
Especially in your adult life. How do you feel? How is it to plan things with your friends? I feel like when I got older, planning things became so hard.
No, literally. And now we're in different cities. So you got to like plan the whole trip to come see each other. Yeah, it's hard.
Especially when you work all the time too. Even your in-city friends sometimes. It's hard because, you're either working, or when you're not working, you're still doing something. But yeah, I do want to go out with you, but I can't.
Next week. Like, it's crazy.
Like, I'm free this time. Let's hang out.
And then it's like the day comes and you're like, wait, I'm exhausted.
Yeah,
like,
so tired.
I feel like I was not prepared for that. Because in your early 20s, when you're in college, everything is just about hanging out with your friends. Like, what's the moves? Where are we drinking tonight?
Like, what's happening tonight? Do you feel like you can go to sleep at maybe 3 a.m., 4 a.m. and still wake up for work at 7?
Yes, but only...
You can?
Only like one day in a row.
Okay.
Like one crazy night. Then the second day, I'm crashing.
No, because literally I went out at one time and I had to work 7 a.m. and I'm like, yeah, I can do this. I'm going to wake up. And it was the worst thing ever. I was at work tired, so tired. But when I was younger in college, I would wake up and still go to class or still do what I had to do, and I would be fine.
Yeah, so I feel like the tiredness hits you more now.
Okay, so let's talk about love and relationships. How is your love life right now? Are you single? Are you taken?
I'm single, but dating. Just having fun with it, girl.
Having fun? Are you in like a situationship? Do you believe in situationships?
Girl,
how do you feel about situationships?
I feel like I definitely do believe in situationships, because I feel like sometimes you just have that connection with somebody, but it might not be like official. I don't know. I feel like our generation is just kind of weird. There have definitely been a lot of times in my 20s where I felt like very close to somebody, but we might not have had the official title of like boyfriend and girlfriend. How do you feel about situationships?
I don't know. I feel like situationships are toxic. And toxic is not something I want right now. So, I don't know. The people that you're dating, do you see any like husband type? Do you want to get married?
I would love to get married. Yeah, I think I would. But I had to find the right person, and that's the thing. So, like, I don't know. I feel like right now the people around me are like, they're very... Oh, my God, I don't want to, like, say anything that, like, they're going to see this and be like, wait.
Cut.
No, but the real tea is, I feel like I have some people in my life who like I do care about, and I can tell that they care about me. But I feel like when I meet the person that I'm really meant to be with, or someone, like, I feel like it's very easy to meet somebody that you get along with, but it's rare to meet somebody that you have a deep connection with. And right now I'm looking for that deep, like, soul feeling, you know.
I felt that. How was the dating life in Miami for you?
Girl,
Is it?
I feel like it's so easy to get a date here. Like, I could just be walking on the street and like find a date tonight, you know? Like, these men just want to take you out.
No, they do. But they don't be, I don't know. They just don't be doing it for me.
It's the, you know what, I feel like sometimes it's like the lack of substance. Like, just because you have a job and you're a nice guy, that's not enough, you know?
And some of them just be like too fake.
True.
Like, just too fake for me. So I don't know. I was thinking just moving back to DC and getting married there.
Oh yeah, why, you got a little DC boo?
Okay, so anyways. Okay, so what's one thing that you can say that you learned about love or friendships in your 20s? Like, what's one thing that you could tell people, or what's one thing that you wish you knew about love or relationships?
I feel like I wish I learned earlier on that it's okay to be vulnerable and like be able to express your feelings. I feel like that's why sometimes people in their 20s get into all these situationships, because they're too afraid to like express how they're feeling. But I always just feel so like alive and like free when I'm like expressing how I feel, or even if it's like a friendship, you know, just being like, hey, like, I'm so glad you're in my life. Or if you have a little situation where there's an argument, just being able to express how you felt, because I feel like when you're able to do that in a relationship, those are the ones that are gonna be with you for 5-10 years, that you're gonna, you know, look back on and say that you've known them for such a long time, versus if someone pisses you off and you're just like, well, we'll just never talk again. Which sometimes you gotta do, but
Yeah, right? Sometimes you gotta cut somebody off, but sometimes you can keep people at a distance and still, you know, love them and be cordial with them. So we actually were just talking about that in the episode before this. Yeah. She her name is Nia Ray. She has a song called Better as Friends. Oh. And I was just telling her how, you know, because some people are like, oh, I hate my ex, I will never be friends with my ex, you know, or maybe a past even friendship that, you know, they're not in connection with anymore. And I was just telling her how, you know, it takes maturity to understand that you and this person couldn't be together, but you can be friends, you can still vibe, like there's still a mental connection, maybe we still have great conversations, but, you know, we just can't be together.
Exactly.
So letting people go
in a healthy way.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about money. How do you feel like you've been with money in your 20s? Do you feel like you've been overspending, or do you feel like you budget pretty well? How is money for you right now?
That's a really good question. I feel like I definitely have a tendency to overspend. I'm a fashion girly. They get me with those online sales, 30-40% off.
No,
like
yeah,
$200
definitely.
later.
Yeah, right? So, yeah, but overspending, for me, it's food. I be spending on food a lot.
Because you got to eat, right?
I love food.
Yeah. And everything's so expensive nowadays. Like, that's out of our control. I'm like, girls got to eat. I don't care what it's going to cost. I'm swiping the card. Like, you know, like, you get that bill. I'm not
even checking my bank account.
Right? You get the bill. The bill was so good. You don't even care. You put the card down. You're like.
The next morning, wake up like, oh. Like, what did I buy? Oh, but it'd be worth it. For me, it'd be worth it, because I'd be like, whatever, it'll come back.
Exactly. No, you really have to have that mindset. It'll come back. I feel like whenever I've been like stingy about money, or I'm worried about like, can I add fries or no fries?
Yes.
Like, you know, like, you can't be worried about that, because like in reality, like, that money is gonna come back. Yeah. And I feel like when I've gotten into that mindset, then actually life has been more abundant, and I've gotten like, then I'll suddenly get booked for a new job or something, and like money will come in other ways. So yeah, spend wisely.
Mm-hmm. No, but it's interesting how your mind works and how your energy works, because when you're less worried about money, I feel like more just comes to you.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So, starting a business. You mentioned starting a business. You have your own business
I
going
do,
on.
yes.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, so Electricvizion, I'm a visual artist, so I do a
Yes.
lot of visual art services. Probably the main thing I get booked for is like photo and video
Mm-hmm.
services. But I also do a lot of painting, mixed media artwork, so I sell all my art online. And also just very active with the community. I love doing interviews. We had Nasia on there.
Yes.
But just basically building a visual art platform that inspires people.
What got you into visual art? Um, let's just be real, y'all. Her art is amazing. She's gonna drop her social media handles at the ending, but let's just start here that her art is amazing.
That means a lot, girl. Thank
I
you.
really love it.
I appreciate that. It's interesting because it wasn't really like one day I just woke up and was like, okay, I'm gonna have a business. It was kind of like
Mhm.
I started making art, I started doing photo shoots. People started at first like it was a lot of collabs, so I would just like hit up my friends, and be like, hey, you want to take pictures? Then people started reaching out to me and they're like, hey, can I book you for shoots? I was like, okay, it's happening.
Yes, period.
It was really crazy. And then, like I said, that was when I was in college. So, like, from junior to senior year, that was all I did. It was just photo shoots, photo shoots, photo shoots. That was how I made money. And that was when I was realizing, like, okay, I can really do this.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of honed in on my vision and really developed my style. And then I started painting. I remember my last semester of college, I took this painting class, and that really inspired me. So then I started painting, and then all just kind of came together.
What do you like to do more, painting or photography?
That's a good question. I feel like it depends what type of vision I'm trying to get across. If it's something that's more about like humans and human emotions, I think
Mhm.
photography is a better way to capture that. But like I'm working on a painting series right now about like death and
Mm.
rebirth and the
Okay.
afterlife. So we're getting
Interesting.
deep.
Yes. What inspired this project?
Just like a lot of life experiences. I've unfortunately lost a lot of people, but it has just kind of changed my perspective to think about like what happens after we leave this earth,
Mm.
and feeling like the series is called There Must Be a Party in Heaven. So it's about like what comes
Interesting.
next and how it's greater than this existence.
Interesting.
Yeah. So stay
Let's talk
tuned.
about losing people in our 20s too. I feel like I've lost some pretty important people
Yeah.
um in my 20s. How have you been healing from that? Like, does it make you want to cherish the memories more? Like, what advice can you give to someone who has lost someone important to them during this time?
It's really hard because your 20s are like such formative years. You know, you're on your own for the first time, you're experiencing life. But I guess the best advice I would give is to let yourself grieve. And
Mm,
whenever you feel those emotions, one thing I've learned is it's always at the most random times.
yeah,
Like,
right?
it is.
Out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Like, it could be on like the anniversary of somebody passing, and you're like, that's the day that you're supposed to be sad.
Mm,
But I found that usually it's like the random moments when you're like out with friends and you're like, oh, I wish I could call them right now. Or like,
mm.
so don't just like embrace your feelings. And when those emotions hit, just know that you're feeling that because you lost someone special. So it's okay to be sad.
Yeah, it is though. It's okay to cry and to
Mm-hmm.
grieve. I definitely think that you should let yourself feel it.
Exactly.
Okay, so what about your health? How has your health been? Have you changed anything with your diet? Have you been working out more? How has it been for you?
I feel like blessed. I'm a pretty healthy gal, but I
Oh,
definitely
period.
I definitely do put in the effort. Like I try to eat very clean and healthy. I start my day with like juice shots, and
Which ones?
girl, I'm gonna put you
Turmeric?
on. Yes, ginger and turmeric. Oh, the best. See, you know. I could tell your skin's glowing because you know.
Turmeric shots are bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Do you make your own juices? Like, are you a juicer or a
Oh,
smoothie
I
type
would love
girl?
to get into that. I'm a smoothie girl for sure.
Okay.
I just had one before I came, actually.
Really? What
Yeah.
type?
I made it. I do like the frozen fruit,
Ooh.
the frozen like berries, and then I put like peanut butter, Greek yogurt for protein.
Greek yogurt is. I love Chobani.
Mm-hmm.
Chobani's my favorite right
Oh,
now.
it hits. They have all the flavors too. I love
Mm-hmm.
it. Yeah, but I definitely make a conscious effort to eat healthy and work out. I will admit sometimes I slack off because I'm just so
Of
busy,
course.
Some days I would just like I want to get to the gym, but then there's just not enough time. But
Mm-hmm.
I do need to be better about that.
What about meal prepping? Do you meal prep?
Girl,
Or do you?
I don't cook.
No. You don't cook?
I'm not a chef. I'll make like eggs or like heat stuff up. I'm just not. I don't.
So what do you get, like pre-made meals?
I'll do like frozen stuff, or I'll make like a
Okay.
sandwich or like something easy, like mac and cheese.
Okay, mac and cheese is cute.
Yeah, but Uber Eats is my best friend. We're like,
Really?
yeah.
What is your favorite thing to order like on Uber Eats right now?
Oh, girl, like a nice like Mediterranean platter with like some chicken and rice, some hummus, some tzatziki. Oh, girl, I fuck that
Ooh.
up. And this is how I justify it, because I'll get so much food that it's like 2 meals. And I'm like, well, okay, if you divide the cost in half, like girl math,
It be making sense to us.
Yeah,
Girl math.
But
Love that for
I wish
you.
I meal prepped. I wish I was a meal prep girly. Just
Really?
not.
I tried to do it like lasagna or
Mm.
like chicken and broccoli or something, but it's just, I don't know. It's like you have to do that one day to make a lot of food, and then it'll last for like 3 days, and then you want to make something else. It's just a lot of work. For those of y'all who are meal prepping, put me on to some great meal prepping sites or whatever. Because sometimes I get lazy and just go to like Costco's and buy chicken.
Like the big chicken. Yeah. But that's good though.
And I just make it for lunch.
Listen, as long as you're eating something healthy, that's all that counts.
What's your favorite food?
My favorite food. It depends what mood I'm in, but I like Mediterranean and I also like Italian food. Those are my two ethnicities. So I mean,
like
it makes
pasta.
sense. Yes, girl. Like a nice pasta with like some shrimp and seafood. Garlic bread.
I love pasta. Okay. So we talked about navigating in your 20s. Is there anything else that you would like to speak about in reference to friendships, money, health, that you would like to tell the people?
I think it's just one lesson that I've been trying to learn is to just slow down and enjoy life. I feel like we get so caught up in like the day to day, and especially if you are an entrepreneur, you feel like you have so much time devoted to work or, whatever like your passions are. I feel like we tend to put a lot of our time and energy into that, but just like slow down. And one thing I've been doing is trying to like wake up and like be thankful for the day and like I really acknowledge like, okay, today is Saturday, it's March 22nd, right? That's the 22nd,
23rd, I
23rd.
think.
See, that's the thing, you don't even know the day half the time.
The days just go by so fast.
No, they do. They really do. So I would just say, slow down and like acknowledge like each day, like be present and just be grateful for like the little small things that happen each day, even if it's just like, oh, I picked up my favorite food from work on the way home, or like I got a call from my best friend. Like those little things I feel like are really important.
I think definitely emphasis on slow down. I think that you need to slow down in your 20s because, as we mentioned earlier, when you're 25, 17-year-old me, 18-year-old me thought at 25 what I would have maybe kids, maybe
Girl,
I would be set in my career, I would be a millionaire by now, and you just have to remember that those things take time. So emphasis on slow down. Also, I just want to let you guys know not to be fake in your 20s. It's okay to be a good person. It's okay to have emotions. It's okay to have feelings. And it's okay to, not care what people think and just try to live within your means and do what you want to do with your life and go at your own pace and go at your own journey.
heavy on the go at your own pace. I feel like in your 20s, it's easy to compare your journey to everybody else's journey because everybody's on such different paths. You know, some people get married and have kids very young. So then you're like, wait, why am I
Yeah,
in my
like
mid 20s? I don't have no kids. Like, but you know what? It's kind of
but
a
it's
blessing.
fun over here.
Yeah, it is.
So you know, because you get to do whatever you want. You get to be free. And, you know, when I have kids, I want to be able to work from home, actually. I don't want to go to work when I have kids. I want to be at home.
And be present for them. Yeah.
Because if they were to get a nanny or whatever it is, then they would think that the nanny's their mom. So I'm going to feel some type of way about that.
Exactly. That's why you got to like enjoy your 20s now. Then when you have kids, you're going to be able to like tell them all these funny stories about things you did when you were in your 20s. I always think about that. I'm like, it's literally for the plot because you're never going to be in your 20s again. What are you going to have these, like funny stories of like late nights? You're not doing that when you're in your 40s.
Exactly. You're not. That concludes our topic on navigating in our 20s. Let's step into the hot seat. So this is the part of the episode where I ask random questions that I see on social media or that y'all are arguing about on social media, and I'm bringing it to facts. Okay, so just keep in mind this is a judgment-free zone. There's no right or wrong answer. So let's just have some fun.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, first one. This is an easy one. Would you ever make your man a sandwich at 3 a.m.?
Of course. But he better leave me half.
What type of sandwich? Oh. What? Did you want to like explain what you just said? This is hilarious.
She said, "Would I make my man a sandwich at 3 a.m.?" I said, yes, but he better leave me half.
Period.
You know, we're splitting it.
Period. What type of sandwiches do you like? Ham or turkey?
Both. With cheese, tomato, avocado, mayo, like the whole shebang.
And I be putting pepper on mine because I like a little bit of spice.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Which is better, Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts?
Starbucks.
Have you ever tried the pumpkin chai tea?
Oh, yes.
From Starbucks.
I love their pumpkin. I know it's basic, but I love the pumpkin stuff. It gets me in the mood.
Pumpkin chai tea. It was so bomb. I first tried it. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's good. I used to have a little Starbucks problem. I would go every day. But
I had to control myself when it came to Starbucks because I would go all the time and order their banana bread. And I was like, calm down.
You know it's bad when you walk in. They're like, oh, here. They know exactly who you are. I'm like.
They get my name right. Like. Yeah. Okay. Love. So have you ever went through your man's phone, your partner's phone? Have you ever went through your partner's phone?
Yes, I have. And I instantly regretted it. But not
you did?
Not because I saw something bad. I just like felt like I was breaking his trust.
Wait, he knew?
I told him.
But why?
Because I just like felt bad. I was just like, I don't know. We were like very close at the time. There was no reason that I had to go through his phone. I remember I was going to like, we ordered like Uber Eats or something, and he gave me his phone to go down and get the food because he was doing something. And I just like went through and like looked on iMessage to like see who he had been texting recently. And then there was really like no tea. And then I just was like, I went right back up. I couldn't even like lie about it.
Yeah, it was like, no tea though. That's
know,
good.
It was good that there was no tea. And that's why I felt so bad after I did it because I was like, man, I should have just trusted him.
No, sometimes you feel guilty after it because you didn't find anything.
Yeah.
So
but then if I had, that would have, you know.
What if you go through his phone, you find something? Are you breaking up with him after that, or?
It depends what I find, girl. But if I find anything suspicious, most likely it's chalked after that. Anything that I'm not supposed to see, you know.
Of course. Okay, so if a male celeb hit your DM, your favorite male celeb, if he hit your DM right now, Would you post it on Instagram? What he said.
No. Oh my God, I can't see girls. I can't stand when I see girls doing that. I'm like, girl, you just ruined your chance.
Like, you could have just been living a nice private life.
Like, don't post the first DM. Post like the first 1 month anniversary or something. Once like you already got that bag secured, posting the first DM, you're like shooting yourself in the foot.
Teach them something, like, because why would you even do that?
Clout.
But it's like they're never gonna, probably never even talk to you again.
Yeah. They done blocked it, unfollowed already. Like,
we talked about living in Miami in our 20s. What do you think is the best thing about living alone? Like, have you ever had a roommate before?
yes, I have.
How was that for you?
I enjoyed it. Like, all things considered, I think that
Okay, that's good.
it was good and bad. I think it was good to have the company, but it was bad when sometimes we did not always get along. We had different lifestyles.
Mm-hmm.
But I like I live alone right now. I guess technically me and my dog. So I feel like that helps because I do get lonely sometimes.
No, if you live alone, you have to have a dog or a cat.
You have to have a pet. But it's nice because I'm able to be in my own energy. Like, I feel like I am such a social person, so I like going out and talking to people, and then to come home and to be able to just decompress and not have to like deal with someone else blasting music or having their friends over. Like, it's nice. But actually, I'm going to be moving in with a roommate soon. But I'm excited because I feel like this is like my last hurrah. Like, probably the last time I'll live with someone before it's like my man's, you know? So I think it's going to be fun.
How do you know them already? Like,
yeah, we're good friends.
Okay,
yeah.
That's good. No, it's good when you're friends, but when you're not, it's difficult because you don't know how this person lives. They don't know how you live. So you kind of have to have a balance and compromise with your schedules and the things you want to do. So
for sure. And it's like your space. So you got to be comfortable there.
Right. Okay, last question. IHOP, Waffle House, or Denny's after a late night?
Ooh, I'm going IHOP because I love me some pancakes.
I'm an IHOP girl too.
Girl, like the pancakes and the bacon and the egg platter, yes.
I get the breakfast sampler all the time. It's like my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Waffle House be hidden sometimes, but sometimes it don't. And Denny's, I never liked Denny's.
I don't either.
I never liked Denny's.
I remember one time I went there and the eggs were like undercooked, and I was like, never again.
Undercooked is crazy.
But IHOP, mwah.
Love IHOP.
We love IHOP.
Okay.
Sponsor the next episode.
Yeah. Period. IHOP. Pancakes. Breakfast sampler. Remember me. This face right here, right now. Okay, girl. Well, that concludes a step into the hot seat. Ooh. Thank you for coming. This was a great episode, navigating in your 20s. I feel like this is an episode, something you all can learn from. Tell the people where they can find you, where they can connect with you.
Yeah, tap in. Electricvizion. Vision is VIZION. On all platforms. I've been doing a lot on YouTube lately, so make sure to subscribe there. But yeah, I have my website where you can buy some art. You can book me for shoots or just follow me and say hey. But yeah, Electricvizion, y'all.
Period. You heard my girl, Electricvizion. Get at her. Her art is amazing. You're so cool. I'm so happy that like I met you.
Girl, me too. When you asked me to be on your podcast, I've been so excited all day. Like, this was amazing.
Yes. No, for real, because getting the guests and everything organized, it took some thinking. So I'm happy that you came. Yeah. I enjoyed our time. I enjoyed our conversation. Make sure that you follow me, Queen Naja, QU3Es and Naja. And allfacts.ent. We're back in motion. I did take a little bit of break, but life happens. We still here. We rolling. Thank you guys for watching, and make sure that you all subscribe, like, comment. Okay, this is your girl Queen Naja, and we are here with Facts. Bye.
Bye, y'all.